Yeah, welcome back to my videos of material testing. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use export interfaces to export the raw data, to export the curve data. You can export the curve data into an ASCII format file called the curve, and the extension will be TRA file. This is the extension that TestXpert 2 uses. So I'm going to be showing you that. As you see on the screen, we have three samples, specimen 1, 2, and 3. And we also have three curves here, which has the data over here in this view that belong to these samples. Of course, you can confirm that by going to the specimen graph, and as you click on each one, you'll see the curve for each sample. So that's the curve that we will be exporting. And of course, you can open that in ASCII format file or in Excel as well. So first thing you will do, you will go under File, and you will go down to Export Interfaces. And in this screen, you look for the curve export. So that will be this one right here. It's actually called measuring graph. So you will highlight that as so, and then you will click on New. And in here, we will say, okay, how we were gonna export the measuring graph. Normally, I like to go to this one here, measuring graphs, and then you will say, okay, this is gonna give you the ASCII format, which you can open it in Notepad, you can open it in any software, import it into any software, and at the same time, you can open it in Excel. So we're gonna say, okay. Now it's asking us, where do you want to save that file, that TRA file? See this extension here? Okay, so this is the extension I was talking about. And of course, if you keep this checked here, it's going to use the same path, okay, where the program that you opened or the specimen data that you opened, the ZS2 file, is saved right now. Otherwise, you can uncheck that and save it anywhere you want. So we're going to keep it simple now. We're going to say, leave it where it is, which is under 3.6 data export. And then we're going to say, how do you want to differentiate the data? This default is fine, which is the semicolon, and then we will say next. Now in here, it's asking you what kind of header data do you want on the top of the file. Anything that can remind you about this curve. It could be the specimen number, it could be anything. So in our case, we're not going to use anything. We're going to keep it as default because the next screen is going to be the channels, and that's what you're really interested in. So we're going to go to the next one, and now we have to select the channels. And as you see in the curve, we have two channels, stress channel, we have the deformation channel. In your case, this might be called force, this might be called displacement or travel, or so. And you can also export the time channel, which is you don't see in the graph here. So this is called deformation, this is called standard force. So I'm gonna select also the time channel from the left side. So I click T, that takes me to all the T's. Then I'll look for my time channels, which is right here, and add it to the right. So in your case, if it's called force or travel, just look for it here and bring it to the side. And then we're going to say next. Now it's asking us, do you want to do this automatic or you want to do it manually? In our case, we're going to say none, which means you do it when you want to do it. And then we're going to say next. Now you give it a name. So we're going to call that measuring graph. And we'll call it export. And then we'll say finish. Now you'll see that you do have here measuring graph export, which is this one here. And since we have specimen number 3 highlighted, once I click on export, it's going to export that specimen number 3. Now I'm going to click export. It will show you a preview, which is here's my preview right here. Okay, and if I open my preview and make it bigger for you, you see that this is all the files, that the data that we had in this file, which is all the way up down to, these are how many index or data points we have. So if you close this, they say okay here, then your data file is already saved, in the path that we decided on. So that path, it's going to be in here. I'll put it in my window so you can see it. If you remember on that window where you say where it's going to be saved, we left it as default. So we're going to look for it. C, program data, Zwick 3.6, and then it should be under the data folder right here. We have an export here, and here's the file we just exported, 7:29 at 10:49, which is the same time I have on my computer. If I click on it, you'll see that's the file, and this should be the end of it. I hope this video helps you out, and thanks for watching, and we will end it right here.